Hi, I'm Judy Frank, and I'm going to be reading to you today from Numbers 21, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time for any mispronunciations. Defeated the Canaanite king of Arad. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who ruled in the arid southern plain, heard that the Israelites were coming on the Atharim road, he fought against Israel and took some of them captive. Then Israel made a solemn promise to the Lord and said, "If you give this people into our hands, we will completely destroy their city." The Lord heard the voice of Israel and handed the Canaanites over. They completely destroyed them and their cities, so the name of the place is called Hormah. The bronze snake's healing power. They marched from Mount Hor on the Reed Sea Road around the land of Edom. The people became impatient on the road, and the people spoke against God and Moses. "Why did you bring us from Egypt to kill us in the desert, where there is no food or water, and we detest the miserable bread?" So the Lord sent poisonous snakes among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the Israelites died. The people went to Moses and said, "We've sinned, for we spoke against the Lord and you. Pray to the Lord so that he will send the snakes away from us." So Moses prayed for the people. The Lord said to Moses, "Make a poisonous snake and place it on a pole. Whoever is bitten can look at it and live." Moses made a bronze snake and placed it on a pole. If a snake bit someone, the person could look at the bronze snake and live. The march around Moab. Then the Israelites marched and they camped at Oboth. They marched from Oboth and camped at Arbaraim in the desert on the border of Moab toward the east. From there they marched and camped in the Zered ravine. From there they marched and camped across the Arnon in the desert that extends from the border of the Amorites, for the Arnon was the border of Moab between Moab and the Amorites. For this reason, the scroll of the Lord's war says, "Wahab in Sufra and the ravines, the Arnon and the ravines that extend to the settlement of Ar and lie along the border of Moab." From there they marched to Beer, the well where the Lord said to Moses, "Gather the people and I'll give them water." Then the Israelites sang this song, "Well, flow up, sing about it. The well that the officials dug, that the officials of the people hollowed out, that the rulers' scepter and their staffs." They marched from the desert to the Madanah, from Madanah to Naaliah, from Naaliah to Bamoth, from Bamoth to the valley in the Moabite countryside, to the top of Pisgah overlooking Jeshimon. Wars against Sihon and Og. Then the Israelites sent messengers to Sihon, the Amorite king. "Let us pass through your land. We won't turn aside to a field or vineyard. We won't drink water from the well. We will walk on the king's highway until we cross your border." But Sihon wouldn't allow the Israelites to cross his border. Sihon gathered all of his people and went out to meet the Israelites in the desert. When he came to Jahaz, he attacked the Israelites. The Israelites struck him down with their swords and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as the Ammonites, for the border of the Ammonites was fortified. The Israelites took all these cities. Then the Israelites settled in all the cities of the Amorites, in the Heshbon and all its villages. Now Heshbon was a city of Sihon, the Amorite king who had fought against the former king of Moab. He had taken all his land from him as far as the Arnon. Therefore the poets say, "Come to Heshbon, let it be built, let the city of Sihon be established." Fire went out from Heshbon, flame from Sihon's city. It consumed Ar of Moab and swallowed up the shrines of Arnon. "You are doomed, Moab. You are destroyed, people of Chemosh." He gave his sons as fugitives and his daughters as captives to the Amorite king Sihon. Yet we have thrown them down, destroying them, from Heshbon to Nibon. He brought ruin until Nophah, which is by Medeba. Israel settled in the land of the Amorites. Moses then sent spies to Zazer. They captured their villages and took possession of the Ammonites who were there. Then they turned and ascended the road of Bashan. Og, Bashan's king, came out of Edrei to meet them in the battle, and all his people. The Lord said to Moses, "Don't be afraid of him, for I have handed over all his people and his land. Do to him as you did to Sihon, the Amorite king who ruled in Heshbon." They slaughtered Og, his sons, and all his people until there were no survivors. Then they took possession of his land.